Today, two highly advanced machines, each representing the pinnacle of engineering in their respective categories, will meet for the ultimate challenge, a high-speed race to determine which is truly the superior craft. Both driver and pilot are highly trained experts with years of experience behind them. Each expects to win, but the true test will come when the flag drops and the race begins. Attacking from the air is the Eclipse 500 personal business jet. The first of its kind, the Eclipse represents a new generation of high-speed, highly efficient personal jet aviation capable of cruising speeds in excess of over 425 miles per hour. Thanks to cutting-edge technology, the Eclipse has the approximate carbon footprint of just 7 hybrid automobiles. Defending from the ground is a Lexus LFA supercar. Incorporating never-before-seen design and manufacturing technologies, the Lexus LFA is simply a one-of-a-kind super sports car, producing 564 horsepower from its hand-assembled V10 engine, capable of reaching over 200 miles per hour.
These two machines, each a masterpiece in their own right, will be pitted against each other in a one-of-a-kind race. The race will start and finish right here, with both vehicles accelerating to maximum speed before the far end of the runway, executing a U-turn and coming back to this point.
At the controls will be pilot Mark Arnold and professional car driver Scott Pruitt. They'll use their knowledge and skills to push their respective machines to the edge of their capabilities.
The LFA must brake from speeds of as much as 170 miles an hour to execute the turn at the far end. Scott will hope to carry a lot of speed out of that turn and really build speed on the return to the finish here. Meanwhile, the Eclipse jet will cross the starting line with a 150 mile an hour head start, immediately climbing and beginning a steeply banked turn at the far end of the runway. He'll dive back down to within 100 feet of the runway and cross the finish line at full speed in the opposite direction. The first one across the finish line will be declared the winner. So how did this race come about? Well, actually, it started out as a bet between two friends.
Well, in addition to being a jet charter pilot, I'm also a very loyal customer of Lexus. I was in the dealership the other day and my eyes fell on a bright red LFA sports car and I thought, oh my gosh, that car is to cars what my Eclipse jet is to business jet aircraft. And I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be great to see these two run against each other in some way?
Well, you know how those airplane jockeys are. You know, thrust this, lift that. So I thought, great, you know what? I'll take his challenge and let's have some fun with this. So we decided to make a gentleman's wager. We bet each other $5,000 for their charity, winner take all.
He's pretty confident he's going to win this race, but he doesn't know about aircraft that much.
Just because my car doesn't have wings doesn't mean it can't fly.
You guys ready to do this?
Oh, you
bet.
Very much.
Right.
Absolutely.
Sounds simple, right? But along the way, there were many hurdles to overcome. Professional driver Scott Pruitt will have only 4,800 feet to build up as much speed as possible before reaching the end of the runway. But if he pushes the LFA too fast, he may not be able to brake hard enough to make the turn at the far end, and instead could end up out in the grass. Not enough speed, and Pruitt could lose the race before it even begins. He also needs to be aware of jet wash, which would cause turbulence as he's running at speeds near 200 miles an hour. For Mark Arnold in the Eclipse, the challenge will be to gain just the right speed to pass the Lexus on the first leg of the race without over-accelerating. In the jet, too much speed will increase the distance it takes him to turn at the far end. Either way, both pilot and driver will have to have laser-sharp senses for speed and distance in order to be able to finish first. To keep the race interesting, Ken Stevenson has agreed to give Mark in the jet a 150 mile an hour head start. He may come to regret that, depending on how close the race is today.
Eclipse jet holding short of Alpha 1, ready for takeoff. You are cleared to take off at your discretion. Car and film crew are in place. The course is sterile. You are clear to begin your run.
The LFA is accelerating. Will he be able to get enough speed to avoid the jet wash? The Eclipse has already made his turn, turning south away from the runway, preparing to roll and do the loop back. Just amazing turning power. LFA must be going nearly 180 miles an hour at the far end. Now he's got to choose his braking point to make the U-turn. The LFA has made the turn. Meantime, the Eclipse is in the middle of his own turn right now, diving back down towards the runway, right above the LFA by a couple hundred feet. Both vehicles gaining speed at a tremendous rate right now. I can't tell which one's ahead, but they're right on top of each other coming towards the finish line. Wow, it's going to be really close. Wow, he did it. Scott Pruitt beat the jet with the Lexus LFA.